Okay, we are live. Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to another episode in the series Persona of XYZ Intern, where we interview awesome people in tech. And today we have Lavanya with us. She's software engineer intern at Salesforce, and she's currently doing her bachelor's at IGDTUW. And Lavanya has worked in Google Summer of Code, and she's mentored in Google Coding 2 times, given multiple talks, received multiple scholarships, and won multiple hackathons. She's such an amazing person. I have known her for like 2 years now, and I just can't wait any longer. So let's just add Lavanya to the screen. Give me 1 minute. All right, there you are. Hey, Lavanya, what's up?
Hi, Abhishek. Hello, everyone. I hope, first of all, you all are fine and doing good. So,
Yeah, man,
yeah,
it's tough times, and well, all
yeah,
right. Not gonna complain, but thank you so much for joining us live today. We are so grateful and excited to hear about your journey. And I'll give a quick rundown of this interview for the viewers that are tuning in for the first time. So, in the first part of the interview, we'll ask Lavanya some questions. Then there will be a Q&A, and in the Q&A, you can ask any questions to Lavanya or to me. And then, as always, we'll call it a day with a fun rapid fire round. So, Lavanya, shall we begin?
definitely, definitely. I'm so excited.
Okay, awesome. So, first question, can you please share why you chose this field of computer science, coding, and tech? Like, for a lot of students in India, it is the flow of completing high school, taking JEE, and getting the best possible CS program. So, what was your reason?
So, to be very honest here, in my high school, like in 11th and 12th, I was not a geek or a computer science student. Maybe I should
Uh-huh.
put it that way, that we were more focused, we were much focused on, preparing for JEE, much deeper into physics, chemistry, and maths and all those stuff. In that I had computer science, but I didn't focus on it. So luckily I got
Okay.
into the college with CS stream, and then when I was having enough time to explore the subject, and I was interested in maths from the beginning of my career, like school life and all those things. So it
Uh-huh.
actually fascinated me the way, when we wrote a first program, or when we learned the basics of the data structures and algorithm, and when we were able to create something that actually increased my interest in this field, that we are able to solve, like it gave me an overview perspective that we are able to solve problems that can actually help people to make their lives better.
Right.
And I feel that technology
Right.
is something which has a very broad scope in today's world, where everything is so much filled with technology, as soon as, like, as far as it's used correctly. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that it's very much interesting, and it's not boring. Like, you are developing something, you are creating some new stuff, you are brainstorming with different ideas, so it doesn't get boring for me. So that's where,
Right.
because I'm not
Totally.
a person that I can stick to something for a long time. But in our
Uh-huh.
field, we have so much scope and variety, so that's where my interest actually increased eventually. This way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, you can just code anything and cook up whatever you want. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So next, when did you start coding? Like in college or in 11th, 12th?
Oh, actually, yeah, I told you that I was having CS in my 11, 12, but just for an extra subject sake of time.
Yeah.
So when I got the time to explore in my college in my first year, so there actually I got a help from a lot of seniors. They motivated us, they guided us, that you should start with data structures and algorithms. You should have a good, very
Right.
basics, very clear understanding with them. So then eventually I joined coding blocks. So by the way, coding blocks is a great journey, like great part of in my life.
Uh-huh.
We actually met there, right? When we were attending that
Yeah,
iOS
yeah, yeah.
workshop, and I
Right.
was sitting next to you, asking a lot of doubts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah,
Crazy.
so there I joined a data structures and algorithms course, and there I actually connected with a lot of people who were having a similar mindset with me, like me. And when you meet people, and when they are as interested and enthusiastic as you are, and you're actually solving mathematical problem, that is actually like crazy
Uh-huh.
for me. So eventually it started from there, from doing the
Yeah, yeah.
base data structures and algorithms, and eventually meeting people, getting to know about open source, then diving into open source, then like networking with more people, getting to know about stuff, and then getting involved with different technologies. So like, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, and so I believe you're into Android, you do ML and also AI and stuff. So what fascinates you about these particular fields? I mean, how did you decide to pursue these fields?
Okay, so like after my first year, like my basics of data structures and algorithms were clear. So I thought that, why not do something that that I can see my results in, like I can see a product that is built, like I can, actually see the impact that I'm creating when people use it.
Right.
So then, I approached, as I said, that coding blogs and a lot of my seniors. So they told me that, um, these Android or web stuff or the machine learning AI, these are trending nowadays. So then I researched with a lot of stuff, and yeah, this one talk, like our college, there was one talk by Harshit Dwivedi and Ayush Arora on GSOC, open source. So there, I
Okay.
interacted with them and I got to know that, in open source, like still then, like earlier back then in my like 2018 or 19, there were much scope in Android and Android and web-based stuff, as
Hmm.
comparison to the machine learning and the AI side. So that's where I
Yeah.
initially chose and went with Android, and it was interesting at the beginning. So there also I joined a course at Coding Blocks, and it was really good and it was much fun there. And then after building some few apps that have actually taking the proper use cases, so then I eventually jumped into like give a try at GSOC, and luckily got selected. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's where.
Okay.
And
Okay. All
nowadays,
right.
because
And
I am, yeah. So, like, one thing I want to mention here is
yeah,
because
go ahead. You were
I feel
saying.
that I'm much done with Android and these a little bit of web-based stuff. So, recently started exploring AI in machine learning.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. That's pretty cool. And now you're interning at Salesforce, which is an amazing, amazing place. So
yeah,
the question that I have, what team are you working with at Salesforce right now?
yeah. So, yeah, as truly said, Salesforce is really an amazing place, great culture, great people, and a lot of fun. So currently, I'm
Uh-huh.
interning in a team with a team called Sales and Revenue Apps Engineering team, wherein they take care of all the things that are happening related to the sales and revenue perspectives. So I can't,
Okay.
give much, what's actually happening within it. But yeah, a brief
Yeah.
overview of like what I did in my internship. I was actually, I actually had to build some reusable components framework or reusable code snippets. If you have looked at those Firebase extensions where we can reuse it, and it can actually make the work for the coders a lot more easier, because for example, you think that when we are given a task and when we have to make a project from scratch, one thing would definitely pass your mind that can we get some code snippets or something from from Medium or from GitHub or
Yeah.
some open source stuff that it can make a task a little bit easier. So I was working on initially this initiative wherein I had to create some generic frameworks on those reusable code snippets or components related to the Salesforce technologies, the Lightning framework, and a bit of Java and React and all those stuff apart from Salesforce technologies. And then I had to create a consolidated place wherein we have to provide a proper governance and proper governance mechanism to actually manage all those things related to those components.
Okay, wait. Hey, can
I,
you hear me?
yeah, net issues.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I believe there's some issues with the Wi-Fi. But okay, so awesome. You were talking about the team and the sort of work that you're doing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Now, you said that you worked on these things. So is your internship finished or is it currently on?
No, it's like 1 week is still left, but I'm pretty much
Okay.
done with my project. So yeah.
Right. Okay. And how did you apply for this internship?
Okay, so this was an on-campus opportunity wherein Salesforce came to our campus for recruitment, and yeah, so I applied on campus.
Okay, on campus. All right. And uh, can you talk a bit about the hiring process, like what interviews took place?
Definitely. So first of all, there was a written test, like coding test, wherein we were given 3 questions and I guess 70 minutes, 75 minutes, and it was an hackathon test. So the questions were related to DP and graphs and priority queue and the basic DS algo stuff. And after that,
Mhm.
like 10 or 11 students were shortlisted for the interview round. Wherein the interview process, yeah, there were 3 interviews, yeah, and for some there were 4 also. So mostly there were 3 interviews, and first interview was all about your technical skills. They were judging, they were asking your, the strength you have in data structures and algorithmic concepts. And then it was the first round was about like one and a half hour for me. After that, the second
Okay.
round was also technical, wherein there were some more questions on data structures and algorithms, and some more questions on my project. So I did GSOC. I was doing GSOC at that time. So basically, so there they asked me. They were pretty much fascinated. They were attracted by what the project was all about, what I was doing in GSOC. So there we had a discussion on GSOC, and like and by like coincidentally the interviewer was also was working on some GraphQL and Android stuff, and
Okay.
that very much resonated with the technologies that I was working in my GSOC. So he's asking me, literally those core technical questions or the corner cases from my project. So that was pretty much fun. And after that, like after you get shortlisted from the initial rounds, you get on to the next rounds. So the third round was about the HR, where they ask you about they asked me that what scholarships I have received, or like what
Hmm.
is the what are the things that I have extracted out of my scholarships, or what are the learnings and all those stuff. So it
Right.
went for like about half an hour or 45 minutes.
Uh-huh. Interesting. We'll dive into the scholarships in a bit. That's pretty interesting. But first, can you talk a bit about the projects or the internships that you did before joining Salesforce?
Definitely. So, like after my first year ended, I did Android. And after that,
Hmm.
I was co-mentoring. Basically, I was a teaching assistant in the Android courses for like 2 or 3 of the batches. So there, my
Okay.
learnings with the Android I got a very firm understanding of the concepts that were there and the technology. Then I did an internship with a startup, with a Gurgaon-based startup known as Bobble AI, if you have word of it. So
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah.
there I worked upon an Android staff. So basically, I had to create some handless. There was a handless project basically, wherein for let's say I'll explain it on a short. For example, you are driving a car. Okay, so if you get a ping on your WhatsApp or any of your messages that hey, someone has you have received a message. So the tendency of a person is while driving also they will at least once they will look at the phone to see that
Yeah.
what all messages they have received. So this is not the right process. Ideally you should be focused on driving, or you should be focused on the task you are doing at hand. So the whole thing was there to automate this process. So my project was to create basically mechanism wherein if you get a message, that the message would be read out to you, while some mechanisms, some APIs, the text to speech and all those stuff, and you would be asked that whether you want to reply back to that person or not. And if you say yes, you have a 10 seconds or 15 seconds window, you can adjust it accordingly. And if you reply yes, then you have to record your message, and it would automatically be converted to text and sent back to that person. So basically this
Okay.
increases our efficiency and it's safe.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, this was the project I worked upon, and it's actually in production. It's used by their app. So this was a great thing when it went into productions,
Uh-huh.
and you can see the actual, impact that this feature is creating or this whole application is creating on the people, lives of the people. And then after that, as everyone knows by now, that I did GSOC. So there I was working upon Android project, and it was not solely on Android, but it was mixed with GraphQL and some backend stuff related to it. So GraphQL was a pretty much new technology by then. Like it's also new by now, but yeah. So there I was working on a conflict resolution mechanism for some of the applications for in Red Hat. So do you want to get
Okay.
into the explanation of
Uh-huh.
what I did exactly?
No, I mean that's like
Yeah,
that you've told really a lot. But yeah, you worked with JBoss community, right? In Google Summer of Code.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
Pretty interesting, man. And you also have a YouTube channel. If I remember correctly, you put out a video on something. I mean, I saw it, but I don't
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
actually, yeah. Actually, there was a WTM APAC scholarship
Uh-huh.
that is an annual scholarship that is for girls only. So to help those girls out, to help those juniors and my fellow mates, to apply to the scholarship and how to actually apply to the scholarship. So that's why I
Right.
created a video that actually helped many people. So yeah.
Yeah, that did help, and would really like to see you put out more videos. So are you planning on doing that?
Yeah, when I find some time out and some
Uh-huh.
interesting topic to record on, definitely.
Okay, yeah, that would be
Yeah,
wonderful. And I'll also share the link of that video with in my WhatsApp group. So for people that are
definitely.
new, I have a WhatsApp group where you get all the updates. So if you want to join it, just send me a message on Instagram and I'll add you to that group.
By the
Okay,
way, I can
and
send you one more video. I'm also a technical blogger. Recently started blogging upon Android and machine learning stuff. So in case
mhm.
some of your audiences wants to get how to start with the technical blogging career, or like how to get on with it. So I have a video recorded on it too. So yeah, definitely will share it with you.
Yeah. That would really help a lot of people. Okay, and next, how was the JSConf Hawaii experience?
Oh God, when you listen to the word Hawaii, it should definitely be amazing, right?
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was a memorable experience and really enjoyed it. And actually, we were only two people from India, one and one of
Hmm.
my friends. So we get to meet a lot of people there. There was some amazing talks that were there, and we had a lot of fun there.
Right.
So
And
long story
uh,
short, very amazing.
yeah, and it was all paid for, right?
Yeah, it was all paid.
That's wonderful. And you received the Tech Maker scholarship and Goldman Sachs scholarship, and really good stuff you got right there. So congratulations on all of that. And
Thank you.
it's so inspiring, and I bet it would be of great help to the viewers if you could share some tips on attending and applying to these different conferences and scholarship programs.
Okay, so first of all, I like to say that, whenever you sit to apply for any conference or any scholarship, just remove one thought from your mind that, whether you will get selected or not. Because this is generally one of the major roadblocks that actually stop you from applying to the scholarships. So just, just forget about it and just apply. At least give it a try. Okay, you will not regret later if you'll not, if you don't fill out the form. You would be having one thing that if I would have filled this form and if by chance I would have got selected, so it would be very much wonderful. So just
Right.
go for it. And secondly, one major reason why we think that we are just just don't think that you are not eligible for it. We all have this one thing in mind that people are doing better than me, so
Yeah.
most probably they will get selected and I'll not. So just just remove this thought, because this is a kind of this is this is the syndrome, that imposter syndrome is very much common in techies like us. But it is
Yeah.
fine, you should have faith in yourself that you're doing good and you're actually learning. Keep learning, and you are doing good, and you're actually just exploring stuff, and there is no harm to give yourself like a try to different opportunities. So I would
Uh-huh.
say that just apply to it. And while applying to different scholarships or conferences, just seek out help, to just reach out to various seniors who have already awarded with these scholarships. So they would be really helpful. It would be really helpful for you because they would be able to guide you in a very good way, because they already know the pros and cons of all the whole application processes and all those stuff. So don't be afraid, first of all, to apply to any of these scholarships. And then secondly, reach out to help for the seniors or your friends who have got the scholarship. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, great advice, and that's so true. People think that maybe we don't have what it takes to, get those scholarships or to get selected for this particular thing. And I mean, the biggest failure in life are really the regrets that you have that I didn't
Yes.
try further. So
Yeah.
definitely, you have what it takes to just go and apply. And the worst thing, maybe you will not get in, but what you have to think is you have what it takes and just give in your best in the application, and you'll be
Correct.
surprised by the results. Like a lot of times you'll be surprised, how did I
Yes.
make it?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And now you've won so many hackathons in the last 2 years, so can you please share something on how important are hackathons and meetups for a college student?
Actually, not for a college student, but for everyone. In our field, collaboration and networking is very, very important. When you
Yeah.
meet people, when you actually brainstorm with people, talk to people, you get to know their perspective. You get to know the different perspectives that people are having. And we as developers, we're actually building products for people. And we're actually building products with people in teams. It's a teamwork. So you have
True.
to you gotta go that have that guts to talk to people and just collaborate with as many people as possible, because every person has something that you can learn from him or her. And
True,
there's a
that's
very
right.
famous statement that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So this would only be possible after you collaborate and network with people and make good friends. So
Yeah.
attending meetups. And initially, actually, I like to tell one story. Initially, we attended meetup. So, like in my initial meetups, I was a little bit scared that how the people would take me, because I'm a first year undergrad or a second year undergrad, and I don't have much knowledge. So the people would not talk to me or something like that. All those stuff going behind my head. But then, you know, just keep faith in yourself, and just remember one thing, that people are very much willing to talk to you as far as you are willing to talk to them. People are
Right.
open. People are having open mindset in a tech field. So just don't hesitate to talk with people, and just, I'd say, just collaborate with people. It's very much important, because then only you will, when you collaborate with people, you'll get new ideas. The new ideas would give you the stage to work upon them and to prove your skills.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and keep
true.
learning.
Yeah, that makes sense. And almost in all the interviews that we've done so far, we've always arrived at this phrase, your network is your net worth. And it is so true. When you go to these meetups and meet new people, you also develop your communication skills, which is
Yes.
really important if you're in the tech field.
Yeah.
And yeah, that makes total sense. And also, all right, I guess we're all good. Yep. So next question. Now let's talk a bit about software engineering interviews. So how would you advise someone to prepare for an interview? Like, what's your sort of suggested approach on how one should prepare?
Okay. So first of all, the the basic understanding, you should have a good understanding of the data structures and algorithms concepts. So for that, you have to actually plan smartly, depending
Uh-huh.
upon the time that you have. So I'd say that don't just randomly go over different sites. Someone is suggested you to practice on HackerRank, or someone is suggested you to practice on Hacker Earth or CoachF and all those things. Just stick to two or three platforms that you feel are good. For me, it was Interview Bits has really good set of questions. That will give you a basic understanding of the whole concepts, or the type of questions that can be asked. And after you are all set with the questions on the interview bit, then you can move to I'd say lead code. Lead code is an amazing platform which is all the category wise questions, and you can practice from it. And they have really strong test cases, which I feel is very important. for the software developers to pass their tests. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say, and yeah, Geeks for Geeks. Like if you have any doubt, you can go over there. So I'd say that lead code interview bit. If you are not, if you are not a competitive programmer, just for the basic software engineering this profile, and if you are targeting for some, companies like Google or Salesforce that actually gets into competitive coding a bit, so you should have a strong grip on the mathematical concepts, the game theory, and you can practice some questions like leak code has a variety of questions, and the questions, they are very good. And apart from it, you can practice like if you are done with the leak code and the interview bits up, then you can go on to code chef, I would say. If you are not a competitive programmer just preparing for some the software engineering interviews, then you can practice some questions on code chef. And after that, when you basically, for example, if Google is arriving tomorrow, let's say, and I have 1 week prior to, you know when my preparation, like, for that specific company starts. So just, go through all the questions that were asked previously for that company. It's very much important because there are many chances that there would something similar that would come up.
Right.
Not
True.
sure, but there are many chances. So you should get through all the questions that they're from the previous 5 or 10 years, like not 10 years, but 5 or 6 years for that company. And just don't be afraid to try new questions. Just get your hands on with the basics of data structures and algorithms, and you would be good to go. Just don't afraid, to solve new challenges and new
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah, totally, totally. And I guess that's all the questions that I wanted to ask you. Now, I think it would be great to take questions from the audience. They must be waiting, sitting with their questions. So it's the
Definitely.
Q&A time, right? But before that, the old ones know what time it is. So I want to know how many of you guys watching this live stream right now are here for the first time. So if you're attending one of these interviews for the first time, please type in me in the chat. If you're new, just type in me. I just want to see how many of you are new, and yeah, it'll be sort of an introduction. So please type in me if you're new, if you're on this channel for the first time, and if you've not attended any interviews before. We'll take just 1 minute and then we'll continue with Q&A. And by the way, all the links to Lavanya's social media are in the description. So go follow her. And as she said, feel free to ask your seniors for help. So go spam her inboxes and social media. Send her a message and she'll give you really good tips. Right. I hope that's okay.
Definitely.
All right, so
Definitely.
Pushkar seems to be new here. All right, so for the people that are new, I have something for you all, and what that is, it's a lot of good content. I mean, I just uploaded 1,000 subscribers special Q&A video yesterday. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. And this interview series that we do it every weekend. So if you want to stay up to date with all of this and never miss any of these, videos and streams that we do that can really bring a powerful shift in your life, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any videos and you get notified every time we post any new content. And assuming you've done all of that, let's now begin with Q&A of today's interview. So go ahead, ask any questions you have. We have Lavanya with the software engineer intern at Salesforce, and yeah, go ahead, ask any questions you have. So I believe Girish asked one question. Let's first take that. Um, all right. I just started Android with Java. Should I learn Java or Kotlin? What is the industry using?
Okay. So I guess that just started Android with Java. Okay. So I would say that Kotlin is very much simple. So if you are in the beginning comfortable with Java, you can actually learn Android in Java. But if you try, like if you would want to try Kotlin, it's very much simple. Like it's very, very much simple. And it's like, it reduces most of your work and most of the code that you have to write in Java. So it's very much, very, kind of short. So I would say that if, don't afraid that Kotlin is difficult or something like that, just go with Kotlin. If you are comfortable with it, and you will get comfortable with it after you practice on it. And coming to the industry point, actually, because industries are having the software from Java from the very beginning, so it would be hard for them currently to switch immediately to Kotlin. The whole code base is very large, but they are eventually shifting to Kotlin. In fact, the project that I did in GSOC, I initially started with Java, but then there was this Kotlin vibes all over, and then I made the whole project in Kotlin, switched to Kotlin, and it's very, very much easy. Like, just trust me and go with it. Kotlin is very easy.
Yep, great advice. All right, next question. What should be our approach if in an interview if we come across a completely new question that we never seen before?
Okay, so first of all, you have to first of all don't be afraid. Okay. Secondly, just try to figure out that using which data structure you can actually solve that question. Okay. Then after figuring out the data structure, you try to solve it first with the brute force approach, because that's a new question. But if you have some time, and then you should try to actually optimize it using some another data structure if it's possible. So I guess that actually depends from question to question also, because the work that you have done, only you know what you have done, what sort of questions that you have practiced. So, and I guess like if you have got your hands dirty on like a wide variety of questions, then tackling with a new question should not be a problem, because it's all about you know just just brainstorming with your mind on the question. For the first 10 or 15 minutes, I would say that just get the question clear, what it means or what it wants out of you to answer that question, and then just look for different data structures that are available and what would be the best in that question, and then practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
next question. How do we get to know about which? How do we get to know about which and when these scholarship and conferences happen?
Okay, so basically, I guess many of my friends have created some, that GitHub readmes and all those stuff, wherein all the conferences and the scholarships are mentioned. If you don't know that, then I'll definitely share the links with you. Apart from it, if you are aware of like 5 or 10 scholarships, so you can follow their Twitter channels or the Instagram channels, wherein you get to know about more and more scholarships. And obviously, you can subscribe to Abhishek Sansanwal. He would be telling you about a lot of scholarships and conferences for sure. And apart from it, you should, as I said, that network with people, be friends with them, connect with people. So then you will get to know a lot of stuff.
Right, totally.
I'll share, probably will share the link of the scholarships and the conferences page with them. That would definitely help them.
Yeah, for sure. Where can one find all the upcoming conference? We've just answered that.
Yeah.
And internship. So for internships, what platforms would you suggest?
For internships, I would say actually, you can go to the company's profile pages wherein they have the openings open. So if you have a list of companies where you want to apply for, you can actually go to their websites where they have a portal for the openings and different positions they are there. Apart from it, you can reach out to your seniors and ask them if they're working in the same companies. You can ask them for referral. That would be a plus point. Actually, will make a process a little bit smoother for you. So yeah, just reach out to your seniors for their help. They can actually provide you the best guidance depending upon the companies you want to interview with. And obviously, you can reach out to the company's websites.
Yeah, totally. And another platform that everyone knows, Internshala, stay away from it. I mean, there
Yeah,
nowadays it's a big joke. I mean, I would say Internshala is really for just first, second year students who just want to do any sort of internship. But
yeah,
apart from that, a really good platform, what I see these days is LinkedIn. Like almost all
yeah.
companies that have openings and great companies, you'll find those internships on LinkedIn, and it's amazing. They have all the description and it's easy to apply. So
Hmm.
definitely LinkedIn and companies career section, these are really good places to go. Next, did you apply off campus for the internship? No, she applied on
Hmm.
campus. When did you apply?
I applied and the companies came to our campus in early August. So that was the time I applied to it.
Mhm. Last year, right? Yeah,
Yeah, last
last
year,
year.
last year.
Uh-huh. Okay. Next, a long one. So Java has a lot of syntax and stuff. If you forget some syntax in the interview, is it something a critical mistake to do in an interview?
See, like in interviews, like even me, like even like I guess everybody would be referring to Chrome or like Google or like some sort of, for the reference to get the code snippets. So it's perfectly okay to not remember the syntax, but it's very much, important to get the whole of basics or what you actually want to use, or for example, which API you want to use, you should know that, or how that API functions and what are the procedure that would be following after you use that API and all those stuff. So it's very much, it's very cool that if you don't remember the syntax and all those stuff, it's pretty cool that they just, check the basics and the understanding that you have of the concepts. They don't, make you write the syntax of Java. And, okay, it's not related to Android. Oh, sorry. I was taking the question in the Android context. Obviously
Is
for
it?
the no
Uh,
for the engineering, for if you are sitting for an interview, you should know that. So for that, I give you one tip. Before the companies come and you have to apply for them, just practice some of the questions on Google Docs without that ID stuff. That would help
mhm.
you to remember the syntax and all the stuff clearly. Yeah, so for the company's perspective, it's very much important because they can make you write the code on the paper, so they can't make any mistakes, because it would leave a kind of a negative impact, not a big one, but a slightly, because you have to solve the question in that Java stuff and you don't know the syntax. So for that, you can practice some questions on Google Docs without any IDE.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Okay, next. Oh, rest in peace. Can you talk about Google Code in mentorship?
Yes, rest in peace. So
Maybe, maybe you can share your experience or something.
definitely. So, actually, this is similar to Google Summer of Code, but it is for the pre-university students. So basically, they are the school students, and we have mentored the students from across the globe. And what is there is there are many projects depending upon your organization, and you are mentoring the students to work on them. So you're making them work, and you're actually making them getting comfortable with open source. So this is all about the Google Coding mentorship thing. And yeah, actually, it was pretty much fun mentoring various students, because these students or these kids are so much advanced in technologies nowadays. Because when I was mentoring them, I remember that I got to learn a lot from them. I haven't They provided me the solutions that I haven't thought of. So it's very much I would say it's very much important to keep your horizon wide, to keep your perspectives wide, and to be humble to learn anything, even if you are learning from your junior. So it was a great mentorship experience. Made a lot of friends there, and yeah, but yeah, Google Coding would not be continued from this year. So yeah, rest in peace.
So Girish, you can though you can apply to GSOC mentorship
Yes,
program to
yes.
mentor in Google Summer of Code.
Hmm.
Okay, do we have any other questions? If you don't, next we'll move on to the rapid fire round. But if you have any other questions, please ask right now, and we'll be happy to take them on. Obviously, I guess we've covered almost all questions. You've talked about everything, shared your experience. So, yeah, let's move on to the rapid fire round. I mean, our brains must be full uh, up till the max capacity for the day with all the tech stuff and knowledge. So yeah, and let's have a quick rapid fire round where Lavanya will ask you some really short questions and you'll have to give an answer in 2 to 3 seconds.
Okay, two
All
to
right.
three seconds, really tough one.
Yes. Okay, I mean you can try to give in 1 or 2 seconds if 3 seconds is too long. Okay, so let's begin. First question: tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Cats or dogs?
None.
Okay,
I'm scared
okay,
of both
okay.
of them.
All right. 100 days without phone or 100 days with no in-person interaction?
No in-person interaction.
Describe yourself in one word.
Okay. Okay, that's really okay. Happy.
Nice. DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone. Definitely.
Okay, okay. If not tech, what other field can you see yourself working in?
Acting, probably. I'm a great actor, by
Okay.
the way. Yeah.
Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility.
If you could take one person out to dinner, dead or alive, who would it be?
Tom Cruise.
Okay, okay. Now last, $1 million or 1 million followers?
A million followers, which will eventually lead to $1 million, not in the cash perspective, but also, in the happiness perspective,
Right,
that
right.
you're able to reach out to so many people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now before we sign off, do you have something to say to Lavanya 10 years into the future? Anything. It's recording right now, and I'll make sure to share this clip with you 10 years later. So go
10
ahead.
years later, okay. Just I'd say that maintain a proper work-life balance. When you work, just be in work, and just get you, just put yourself entirely into work, and just with the whole dedication and with the whole of all those knowledge that you have. And when you're having fun, just don't think about work. So have great fun. So I'd say that maintain a proper work-life balance and be happy. Everything happens for good. And keep learning always. And keep young. Be young.
Yeah. So Lavanya 2030,
Yeah,
I hope you're listening to this right now. I mean then. And
definitely.
okay, that's all the questions. And okay, someone asked GSOC versus internship. Is this rapid fire round? Okay, GSOC versus internship.
It's a rapid
GSOC.
fire round.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh,
GSOC
definitely.
or internship.
Oh, I can't answer this question both because they are entirely different, and the learnings that you get from them are completely different. So
Right.
both are important if you get them. Open source as well as internships. They can't be
Yeah.
compared. They are different, totally different.
Yeah, GSOC is it's an open source program and internship. It's you get industry level experience. I mean,
Yes.
so yeah, so they're different, but yeah, I hope that answers. All right, so that's all for today's live stream. Again, thank you, Lavanya, for joining us today. It was wonderful chatting with you and getting to know about your journey. And I'm so happy for you, and I wish you the best for everything.
Thank you so much. And first of all, thank you to you for hosting me on this platform, and so that I can reach out to your audience. And I hope that it helps. The insights that I've shared helps others as well, and they can take it forward and work upon them. And yeah, like you are doing great work, great content. I look forward to see your videos. They are very much interesting, full of fun and learnings. I must say that the effort that you put in to make those videos is really good, and you're helping people. So obviously you
Uh,
would be happy. That makes you feel happy, right? So it's
for
good
sure,
that
and
you're doing.
yeah,
Yeah, you're doing good.
thank you for
Amazing.
that. And I guess we have one question, so let's take this before we finish. How do you think virtual interviews will affect our students during internships? What all do's and don'ts for the same should we follow?
Okay. So for virtual interviews, I'd say that mm first of all, try to understand the question that the interviewer is asking to you. It's very much important because if you don't get the question at once because of there are so many hiccups that are there in virtual calls and all those things. So just don't be afraid to reach out to them again to repeat the question, or ask for their help. So first of all, try to understand the question very clearly. Secondly, try to keep your answers very crisp and clear, because in this virtual world, like we are meeting on conferences and everyone is so busy. The interviewers would be so busy, they would be rushing for calls and all those stuff. So try to keep your answers as simple and as clear cut as possible. And thirdly, um, be clear with your thoughts, I would say. Just don't fumble, or don't mess up with your answers, because it's very much important, because we are not interacting personally, because when we interact personally we can actually see the body language and all those things of the person. So even if the person fumbles up or don't know a little bit of it, it's okay. But in virtual, these things become a little bit hard. So I'd say that practice with your friends for those for the virtual interviews, and they're follow these steps. Be clear, be precise with your thoughts, and be clear with your answers, and follow a proper approach to tell the interviewer that what they want actually. So don't mess up with the flow. Keep a proper flow.
All right. We have another question. You said take a referral for job opening, but it takes a lot of time because people sometimes don't reply. Any advice for this?
Okay, I don't think so. There is any advice. Just like, try to reach out as many people as you can for the
Yeah.
referral. But even if you don't get it, just don't be disheartened because there are many ways open. So, anyways, you can, basically apply it on their sites or through LinkedIn. So, as far as you have the good knowledge of the concepts and the skills that you have, no one can stop you to be where you want, like where you should be.
Yeah, and yeah, as Lavanya said, reach out to a lot of people, um just keep irritating them. Just kidding. Don't do that. Please don't be like, hey, reply. I want a referral. Don't be like that. But
Yeah,
just ask for referral. Tell what you do. Maybe share resume. And people are good in the tech space. Everyone's helpful, and yeah, good luck. So I
yeah.
guess that's all. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. All the links to Lavanya's social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn are in the description. So go connect with her, and that's all. Thank you everyone for being here again, and stay happy, take care, and have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.